Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, we got one more here.
Hello.
Hello. Well, welcome everybody to this week's episode of Upon a Star Travel Chat. If you joined us last week or if it's first time, welcome in. We're so happy you're here. I'm Jen, owner of Upon a Star Travel and Concierge, and we love to talk all things travel. We love to talk all things Disney because that's one of our loves. But we just love to travel and we love to talk about it, and we want to share our knowledge and this information with all of you. So, welcoming in this week, let's start with our repeat hostess, so to speak. Kyla was on last week as well, talking about Destination D23. Hi, Kyla.
Hi.
Also joining us, actually right beneath me, is Donna DiGiacomo, and she is a wonderful, another one of our wonderful Upon a Star agents, and with just a wealth of knowledge on so many different topics. And then right beside me, I guess this way. Well, I can't. It's mirroring. Whatever. Would be Eric Pruitt, another one of our amazing stars. He's got so much knowledge himself about different sorts of travel that he'll be on in the coming weeks to share about. So, hi,
Hello. Thank you for having me.
yeah, absolutely. So, okay, this week we are going to talk about DCL, Disney Cruise Line, for those who are maybe not familiar with the acronym. And reasons we want to talk about it is A, we love it, and B, the newest ship, the Disney Treasure, is on sale now. It is like finally everybody can join it, everybody can get in there. There are sailings out, and we've been anticipating the ship since they announced it. What was it, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago now? I'm like losing track of time. So, okay, let's start with this because we all know it, we all love it. My first question to all of you is going to be, what keeps you going back on Disney Cruise Line? So anybody can jump in. Well, what do you think? What keeps you going back?
Well,
I guess go ahead. Go ahead, Donna.
I was just say I have a 6-year-old son. So for me, it's his face, it's his experience. As a parent, you want to see your kid happy and you want to see your kid engaged and having that really cool experience. And we're lucky that we've traveled a lot of different places and a lot of different really cool things. And while we will cruise other lines, Anthony's always, when are we going back on the Wish? Mama, are we going on the Dream? When are we doing this? And he would be so angry if he knew that the Treasure was booking. So
you're not getting it.
You can't tell the kid because you're like, 2025, we're really not going to talk about this for the next 18 months. It's not going to happen. So it's just, for me, it's the experience that it brings to the whole family. Cruises are wonderful vacations, but Disney cruises bring something for everyone in the family. So that's what keeps us personally coming back time and time again, because of the experience that it delivers for the kiddos and for the adults and everywhere in between.
I love that. Eric, and what now? I know you have been on, I think you said 15 cruises.
Yeah. It's kind of the same as what Donna says. I mean, it is something for everybody. Our first one was before we even had our son. We went on the Magic back in 2002. It was just my wife and I. And then, we have a son now that's a senior in high school, and he's basically grown up going on all the different boats. We haven't been on the Wish yet, strangely enough, but all the other boats. And he's made so many friends just in the kids clubs that he still talks to this day. He found out what he wants to do in college from a Disney cruise, from Agent Katie and her husband Ben, meeting him and talking to Ben, and just so like Donna said, there's just so many different things to do for all different age groups. We're going on a cruise in March, and we're taking my 90-year-old father-in-law. So I mean, look at that different, in the age gap there. So yeah, just and the service. I mean, obviously the service is just impeccable. So that's what it is for us.
I love it. Kyla, what about you guys?
I think I have a different perspective because I have not been on as many. So we went on one when the girls were years ago, 5 years ago, and Sophie was just a baby at the time. So we've done Disney World so much and all inclusive. So when we went on the Disney cruise this past summer, it was such a different experience, but it was something different. Like we do Disney World a lot. So while we wanted to stick with Disney, like the cruise line was just something different. Like more, obviously we went to a bunch of different destinations this past summer. Jen was on the cruise with me. So it was something different. So knowing that you get that Disney service, like like Eric said, it's impeccable. It's top notch. And it's just different. It's not the parks. The girls were the most excited for the kids club, of course, because it's like the size of a football field. So I think it's just it just offers something different for families, a completely unique experience.
And it's interesting, you guys have all mentioned the kids clubs, and Eric, your kiddo, I say kiddo, he's he's a grown teenager now. He's almost an adult. We could talk about, can you guys talk about that, like between like the nursery experience and the kids club, like, some unique perspectives here for parents who are maybe nervous. Oh my gosh, is my kid gonna like the kids club? Can I leave them there? What if my kiddo, has a food allergy or any of those things? Can you guys speak to any of those? Or my teen's gonna be bored. He's gonna not want to talk to me.
What I like the best is that the staff stays with the nursery and the kids club. They don't have other jobs around the ship, so you actually get to know them by the end of the sailing, and they know our kids by name. So I found that on both cruises, when Sophie was a baby and in the nursery, it was the same women working in there, so I trusted that. And on this past cruise with dropping both of them off at the kids club, like they were like, "Hey Bella, hey Sophie," like, and it was the same staff. So I appreciate that Disney does that and keeps the staff, because I think it kind of like it gives more trust to like parents.
Yeah.
That's like I think one of my top things for that is like the safety and the trust there.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say the staff too. I mean, the training that they provide to the staff they're just phenomenal. They can tell when a kid comes in and maybe they're shy or, a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
They help bring them in, help them make friends. I mean, that's the difference to me. And then obviously the different play areas. I mean, you have all different, like you said, the nursery starting off young and then going up to the Oceaneer Club and then the lab and then Edge and Vibe. And so they break them up in really good age groups to kind of keep them, where they're not uncomfortable around super older kids or younger kids. So I think they just do. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of the top selling points and one of the reasons I think most families choose Disney, even though they're paying a little bit more. I think they're getting a better experience. So.
One of our favorite things is the open house hours that they do, where they allow the parents to go with the kids into the spaces. Yeah. So if you've got a kid like mine, an only child who's firmly attached to me at all times, you can, it's a thing. You can physically walk with him into the club, show him the spaces, kind of get him used to that whole idea before it's like, toodles. So that's kind of nice. And I also think it's fun, the different spaces. And I'm not ripping on other cruise lines because it's not necessarily their thing the way it is with Disney Cruise Line. But the different themed spaces, we're not a Star Wars family, but I can still appreciate walking in to this amazing room that is wall to wall, door to door Star Wars stuff. I don't understand half of it because, again, not Star Wars, but it's so cool to see that stuff. It's so cool to see, walking into like, oh my gosh, like I'm in the little princess area. I can ride a slide down to the kids club. Like, just like this stuff doesn't exist in other cruise lines. Yeah. Like it's just, it's very cool. It's very different.
And they will let the adults ride that slide during the open house hours. FYI.
I think I have a video of you, Jen, maybe riding that slide.
I still have to get posted with this.
I might have a point of view video of myself going down the slide, like.
Yes.
So yeah, but now speaking of, you drop the kids off in the kids space. What about the adults? Aren't we going to be overrun with kids? I don't want to see kids everywhere. I want to just be relaxed on my cruise. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, and I think that's what's even the best. Like I said earlier, we went with before my son was even born with us, and just as adults, and then now, that's what we love about it is you really. I mean, yeah, you do see kids and they're there, but they're so busy in the kids clubs or in the kid pool area or whatever, and then the adult they do have adult specific areas, like the lounges, but then the adult pool area, the Quiet Cove, and all that stuff is just amazing, relaxing. Luxurious, the spa areas. I mean, there's so many areas just for adults that you can enjoy. So,
yeah.
One thing that I talk to my clients a lot about when they're adults saying, hey, why should we consider, DCL? We love Disney World, but we don't want to be with the kids all the time. This is a cruise vacation. You hear it. So the one thing I tell them is meals, right? Like
Okay.
dinner time, you're going to see kids. But Disney does a really impeccable job of matching you with similar dynamics for tables. So, you might request a private table. We can make that request for you folks as your travel advisor. They do their best, but it doesn't always happen. But they're likely not. I don't want to sit here and, oh, Donna DiGiacomo said, they likely won't put a married couple without traveling, without kids, with, a family who has 4 kiddos at a table for 8. Like they're likely not going to do that. They're likely going to sit a couple with another couple or 2. So they are mindful of that for sure. So that's the biggest piece for me. I do tell my clients that if you don't want to see kids the whole time, dinner would really be it, maybe the buffets, but there are so many areas on the vessel that you can have that adult time. I will say Wish is a little funky because where they have the adult sun deck, it's like, okay, here comes, the Aqua Mouse, like right over your head. But the other vessels, I feel like they're a little bit more secluded.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Wish.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Funny you mentioned the dinners. That's actually my son's favorite part is that first night seeing who we're seating with and then meeting those people. He's an only kid too, so kind of like yours, Donna, but he loves that. One cruise we weren't seated with people, COVID, times.
Yeah.
And we requested after that to be seated with the family on the second night, and they did. And we ended up being phenomenal friends with them, still talk to them to this day. So the people you meet is just the Disney magic, right? They just match you up with the perfect people, it seems like. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and like, let's talk about adult dining too, because I know on the European cruise, Kyle and I just did with actually a few other stars. Star Katie was on it. We partook in Palo, and of course, there's Remy, depending on the cruise ship. There's Enchante, adult only dining, which small upcharge.
Which you could do every night if you wanted. There was a couple in there, I think the night that we ate at Palo, and they had dinner every night in there.
They
so
had
you
managed
could do that if you really wanted to.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on Palo? You got Eric, I'm sure Donna, you both have done it, or
I've done Remy, I've done Palo. I have not done Enchante.
Okay.
We honestly haven't done any of them. We did do one Disney cruise prior to having our kiddo. We have not. I know, it's so crazy. And I'm like waiting for the week long and a brunch and something like that.
Yeah.
But no, and all my clients are like, Donna, tell me about it. I'm like, I can't. I can tell you what I've been told and what I read, but I can't. So no, that's I feel like, I've done a spa day, I've done all that stuff, but never specialty dining. Kills me.
It was, I was like,
it's amazing.
It is amazing. The brunch, I think the brunch is like the best value because
there
was a lot of food. I was like so surprised.
They just kept
all you can eat. Yeah, whatever you want. They'll bring it, whatever, however much. It's
like, do you want some pizzas too? Like after your omelet and before your
Tyla's face right now says it all.
I was
there's a lot.
Like, eggs in my basic avocado toast, and there was like eggplant parm on there, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't think I didn't think about the fact that like lunch was included in brunch. So there was just a plethora of choices.
A lot.
It used to be a buffet a couple years ago where you they would bring you the entrees also, like the eggplant parm or stuff like that, but it was a brunch mostly, and then they would do entrees, and I thought that was even better, but it's still delicious now. So
it's just they serve out the courses differently. It was what I noticed too. This was my first brunch since COVID, so that had changed a little bit. We did do Enchante as well on the Wish. Now I tell you, A, you got to go hungry. B, you got to be like willing to do like some multi-course French food, which we're down for. So amazing. One of the top meals of my life. It's, that's a bit more of an investment. It's, if you're too adult and you want like a really special dining experience, which is why I wanted to go see what it was, what was different about it. But okay.
Remy's the same way. It's a long experience. Yeah, it's an investment, pocketbook wise, but we did it one time, and yeah, definitely an experience. So
Yeah. So let's oh, we have to bring up the spa real quick.
I was
Like,
gonna say, are you mentioning the spa?
I mean, you kind of have to. So anybody do rainforest room?
my wife, every ship, every cruise.
You have
You know,
to.
there's
It's
women
so
who were like,
fun.
yes.
It was and the best time I found, like we have found the best time is like 10 a.m., like just finished breakfast, like
Yeah, we had like a whole little schedule.
a little schedule.
The heated, I don't want to call it a lounger chair, right?
Yeah,
I could literally park there an entire day. Like,
1000%.
if I didn't feel like I'd be a total turd for doing it because, got to share your space, like, you would find me there the whole day with the book, like, just in heaven.
I bring in my little shoulder bag with whatever, like my
Yes.
with my scrubs and like, okay, I'm gonna do these, and now I'm gonna
Yes.
it's like
And we should mention the spa is adults only. So if you want to relax,
True.
you can truly relax without children running around.
correct. The dry heat room is probably my favorite, as opposed to the one that Brady,
The middle one.
the middle
Yeah,
one,
middle
which is
room.
like die in the humidity. Like,
I mean, the
My
walls
hair
are
just keeps
different.
going up and out. Like,
Never done. I highly suggest the couple's choice if you've never done that.
Oh.
Goodness, yeah. So you get there, they give you robes, and there's the private hot tub on the balcony there, and you
yeah,
sit in the hot tub for a while. They do a foot scrub, and then they serve you some tea and fruit, and then you
nice.
pick what massage. You do a couple's massage there in the room, and then yeah, it's just we've done it the last few cruises as our kind of treat to ourselves, and yeah, just phenomenal.
See, we haven't done that. Oh, that sounds really good.
No,
Yeah,
you and
you
me
would love
were together, and Brady and Frank were together. That's
Yeah.
You can do it that way. Yeah.
That's
no
what-
joke.
that would have been our coupling.
that's kind of how it would have shaken out. And then we would meet up with Katie and Ben afterward.
Right.
Like, they didn't do the rainforest room. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the Disney Treasure, because of all these amazing experiences that we've had on the Magic and the Wonder, the two classic ships, and then the Triton class. This new one's a Triton class. The Fantasy and the Dream, which are sister ships, and now moving in. What are we excited for? What do we think is gonna? What are we picturing after all of this exciting announcements?
I
mean,
kinda
I'm
like a
clearly
lot
a
of the
dork.
throwbacks, yeah. I like the
Yes, that's exactly it, Eric. I'm so excited for like Jungle Cruise. Like, yes, heck yes, bring me some Jungle Cruise because it's a throwback. Because I'm a dork. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yes. More yes. So yeah, I think Eric hit the nail on the head. The throwbacks, the nostalgia, the stuff that we can go like and drag the child like, look at this, isn't this cool? Yeah, okay. But no, I mean, I'm super, super, super excited. It's going to be a beautiful vessel.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
definitely.
think what I love is that the last few new ships have been 3 or 4 night cruises, and this is 7 night cruises.
Yes.
At least initially, so you really can get a good feel of the ship being on there 7 nights instead of you get that 3 or 4 nights, and it seems like just by the time you're used to the ship, you're getting off the ship.
Yeah.
And so I love the longer itinerary. So
it's great.
I found that
Great
interesting. I thought the Treasure would be introduced with 4 nights, and the Wish would go to 7. So I find it
Agreed.
interesting.
I did too. I thought they would do that too.
Yeah, so I'm curious when the Wish will go to 7, because that's what I've heard a lot too, Eric, is that I haven't been on the Wish yet, obviously. But, with the Wish being 3 or 4 nights, like people just feel like that's not enough time yet because there's just so much amazing stuff on it. But with the Treasure being 7, I'm like, oh, like maybe they took that feedback and are going to 7, but I want the Wish to go to 7.
I wonder if they could do it. Might be a logistical nightmare, but instead of the 4-3-4-3, I wonder if they could do like 4-3-7, 4-3-7, and somehow I don't
Tell them that, Donna. Call up Josh.
They'll definitely listen. I'll give them a call.
Actually, who's the Josh to DCL? Who Josh is to Disney World as who is to DCL? That's the person.
I have to look that up.
There you go.
I didn't see any. I was looking at some itineraries earlier this morning for some bookings, and I didn't see Lighthouse Point yet on any of the itineraries for the treasure. So I found
Agreed.
that kind of
Yeah.
interesting. So
No, Eric, I think it's brilliant because they can wave the new ship in front of people. They'll book the new ship and can still send them to Castaway.
Yeah.
And then they can use the older vessels and send those folks to Lighthouse Point. I think it's brilliant.
true. Yeah, that's
is.
true.
It's like
Yeah,
a selling
I'm
point
sure
either way
Castaway's going to get crowded too with all that many ships
with all the
now.
different ships.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Lighthouse Key. Oddly enough, I've been to Eleuthera, and it was a beautiful island. There was like this cave that we walked into that just like soared to the sky. So I'm curious what they're going to offer for activities, if there's any excursion options. But I loved it. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I've been there. Like, that's so cool. Like,
That's
of
awesome.
all, like, you know, the hundreds of islands in the Bahamas, like, they pick Eleuthera. Like, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Kyla, I'm glad you pronounced that for me because that's not what would have come out of my mouth if I tried to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I was not pronouncing that up until I actually was there and was like, oh, okay.
Got it. Thank you.
I would have made something up as well, so I'm glad Kyla knows how to say it. But yeah, I think also what we could agree, because like I know I've not been on every single ship yet. Eric, you haven't been on the Wish. Donna, you've been on a lot of the ships, but
Everything but fantasy.
everything. See, and fantasy is like my fave ship. So
Well, we're probably going to go on fantasy in February because, Pixar.
Pixar Dancing. I just think there's no downside really to any of the ships. Like they all have something amazing to offer. They all like even the classic ships have like that really cool like smaller feel, and they can get into some of those tighter ports, and then like they have like killer itineraries, right? And then now they've moved the Dream. Like Dream was doing Europe. We'll have to have a whole thing about European cruising actually, because that's a whole different ball game from
100%.
from Caribbean cruising. It's like totally different. But anyway, guys, this has been so much fun. I'm so glad that you joined us. Thanks for sharing all of your knowledge about Disney Cruise Line and some of your favorites. Folks, make sure that you like and follow their pages that they've posted. Reach out to any of them for advice, for, hey, can you help me with this? They would love to help you. So we have Eric P at uponastartravel.com. We do have his last initial in there. Donna at uponastartravel.com. And then of course, Kyla at uponastartravel.com. So, and follow us on all the socials at Upon a Star Travel. Please subscribe to this content if you would love it. We're going to be coming back again next week with a little bit of a chat. Coming up, I should say, we have some Adventures by Disney. We have some other cruise lines. We have some Universal coming up. We have, there's a lot of topics on deck. So you're going to want to tune in weekly. But we always encourage you. Remember, you can discover a whole new world of travel. And here at Upon a Star, we would love to help you. So have a great day, everybody.
Bye.